Okay, section 7.1 homeworks. Find each of the shaded areas under the standard normal curve. All right, the first one. Notice that it's shaded to the left. And if we look at the tables, I have the tables here as well. And more particularly my shortcuts. This here is shaded to the left, so whatever I look up on the chart, that's my answer. So I'm going to look up a positive 1.25 on the chart. And this is going to be table A2. So a positive 1.25, I have to get to this one here. And 1.2 is right here. And the 1.25 is here. So it's 0.8944. Right here is the intersection, 0.8944. So I go back here and I say the area is 0.8944. Okay, the next one, 0.36. This is shaded to the right. So looking at my shortcuts, shaded to the right, I need to look up the number on the table and subtract it from 1. So I'm going to look up 0.36. So 0.3 is right here. And then the 6, try a different color here, is here. So it's 0.6406. So it's going to be 1 minus 0.6406. And with my calculator, I do 1 minus 0.6406. So the answer I type in on the computer is 0.3594. All right, the next one is an in-between. I go to my shortcuts, and here's an in-between right here. So I look up one of them, I look up the next one, and then I subtract them, the bigger number minus the smaller number. So now I go back and I want to look up 1.62. So I go to my tables and I look up .62. So 1.6 is here and the 2 is here. So it's 0.9474. So I go back to the homework, 0.9474. That was the probability of Z 1.6, or the area, so that was 0.947. Did I say 7464? Hold on. 9474. So 9474. Then I do the next one, a negative 0.71. So this is going to be a subtraction problem. Negative 0.9471. Negative 0.71. So negative 0.7 is here. And the 1 is right here. So it's 2389. So I need to go minus 0.2389. So it's going to be 9474. So 0.9474 minus 0.2389. So 0.7085. So 0.7085. All right, now I have the outer edges, and I look up my shortcuts. Here's the outer edges right here. So it's going to be, look up the two of them just like I did on this one. I still need to subtract them, but then I also have to subtract it from 1. So it's the same steps I just did on the other one. All right, so I want to look up 0.94. Again, I'm always looking, the positive ones will be the bigger number. So I'm going to look up 0.94, or the ones more to the right. 0.94 is 9 here, and where's the 4 here? So right here, 0.8264. So it's going to be 0.8264. Now I look up the next one, a negative 0.28. So a negative 0.28. Negative 0.2 is here, and the 8 is up here, so it's right here, so it's 0.3897. 0.3897. All right, so I'm going to do the subtraction first. So 0.8264, so 0.8264 minus 0.3897, 0.3897. So that's 0.4367. And then I subtract that from 1, so it's going to be 1 minus 0.4367. And I get 0.5633. That's my answer. Okay, next. Find the area to the left. So 0.74. Let's just draw this out. So remember, 0 is always in the middle. So 0.74 maybe is here. And I want to the left. So this looks like this. So according to my shortcuts here, the left is just the answer I look up on the chart. So I'm going to look up 0.74 on the table. So 0.74 is on the positives. All right, so 0.74. 0.7 is here and 4 is here, so it's 0.7704. It's almost the same answer. So you have to really keep these straight. All right, B. Again, this is to the left. So if I made a little picture, again, here's 0 is always in the middle. Negative 2 maybe over here. So I'm looking up for this. So it's whatever I look up on the chart. So negative 2.16. So negative 2.1 is here. The 6 is here. So it's 0.0154. 0.0154. So that's my answer, 0.0154. These ones are to the right. So again, as a refresher, to the right, I look up the number and I subtract it from 1. So if I made a picture just to get a visual, 0's in the middle, negative 1 is around here, and I want all of this. So it should be a big number because this is almost all of it. So negative 1.55, I looked that up. So negative 1.55. Negative 1.5 is here, and the 5 is here. So it's 0.606, but remember I have to subtract it from 1. So it's going to be 1 minus 0.0606. So 1 minus 0.0606. Remember I said it should be a bigger number, almost 1, and it is. 0.9394. All right, the second one, 0.32. This is to the right, so here's 0.32 is somewhere here. So I'm just looking at this section, but the procedure is the same. I have to look it up and subtract it from 1. So it's a positive 0.32. So a positive 0.32 so here's 0.3 and the 2 is here. So it's 0.6255. So it's 0.6255, and because it's to the right, I subtract it from 1. So it's going to be 1 minus 0.6255, 0.3745, 0.3745. That's the answer. All right, in between, just to refresh, and in between is here. I look up the two numbers and the 4-digit numbers, and I subtract them from each other. All right, so if I made a picture of an in-between, it's a negative 0.75 and a positive 1.7, so I'm looking for this. So I'm going to look up the one number more to the right, just to make it easier. So 1.70. 1.7, and the 0 is here, so 0.9554. So it's going to be 0.9554 minus, now I look up a negative 0.75. Negative 0.75. So negative 0.7 is here, and the 5 column is here. So it's 0.2266. So it's 0.2266, 2266. These have to be subtracted. So 0.9554 minus 2266, 0.2266. I get 0.7288. That's my answer. All right, for B, I'm looking, again, this is the in-between, but if I want a visual, negative 0.38 and a 1.02. Again, I look up the two of them and subtract them. This subtraction sign right here did not come because that was negative. It came because that's the process to subtract the two numbers. The negative on this 0.75 means I look up the negative numbers on the chart. Same thing here. So I'm going to look up 1.02 first. So 1.02. So that's here, and 2 is here, so 0.8461. So 0.8461, and I'm looking up a negative 0.38. So negative 0.38, negative 0.3 is here, and the 8 is down here, so it's 0.3520. 0.3520, I have to subtract those. So 0.8461, 0.8461 minus 0.3520, 0.3520, 0.4941. 4941. Since this one is an outside area, you have to subtract it from 1. So you go 1 minus 0.4941, and that's going to give you an area of 0.5059. So 0.5059 is your final answer. Okay, finally, these are the ones going backwards, and I know they're going backwards because it says find the z-score, where the other one said find the area given the z-score. See how it says z equals? All right, so find the area for which the it's to the left, 0.25. So for question 34, since this is area, I'm going to just put 2 zeros on it so that I know I'm looking up the 4-digit number. So I need to go find 0.2500. So I just search for it. Here's 242500. It looks like it's right in between here. So I have to figure out which one's closer. 83. So if I want to do this with a calculator, it's going to be 2.2500. That's the one I want. So if I go minus 0.2483, that's 0017, or I could think of it as being 17 away. And this one here, I can see it's already 14 away, so this is the one I want because it's closer. So now I have to just figure out what that one is. So I'm going to go up this way and across this way. So it's a negative 0.6, and up here is a 7. So that's what the z number is. Z is equal to negative 0.67. So for this problem, I would answer z is equal to a negative 0.67. That gives me the area of 0.2500. All right, for 35, find the z-score for which the area to the right is 0.84. So 0.84 is to the right. So what I want to do is do 1 minus 0.8400. Because what I need is 0.8400. That's a pretty big number. So it's all this. All of this. So I need to get, what is that? So 1 minus 0.8400 is 0.16. So 0.1600, that's what I'm going to look up. So I go to my tables and I'm going to look up a negative 0.1600. Let me rewrite that. Not negative, it's a point. So I go to the tables and I want to find 0.16. So 0.16 is 8587, and this is 611. So I'm either here or here. Those are the two numbers closest. 87, that's 13 away. This is only 11 away. So this one's closer. So this is my answer. So I have to see where that is. So it's a negative 0.9. And this one goes up 9. Negative 0.99. That's the answer.